Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद सदी गौर भक्त वृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव सदी गौर भक्त वृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव सदी गौर भक्त वृंदा हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपीकांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदानेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। तुलसी राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की
जय।
हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन।
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
हरे कृष्णा।
कृष्णा मिट्टू।
Hare Krishna, uncle.
कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा। अजय बैक फ्रॉम लॉन्ग वीकेंड।
Yes, sir.
ऑलराइट। So back to Srimad Bhagavatam, and as we know, Srimad Bhagavatam has 12 cantos. Yeah, and we are currently reading which one?
Canto 3.
Canto 3. Yeah, which means we have completed Canto 1 and Canto 2, and there was so much knowledge within just those two cantos. And just think about like all the other 10 cantos yet to come. Yeah, so the Canto 3 is about the status quo, and in that we are seeing the conversation between Mahatma Vidur and who else?
मैत्रेय मुनि।
Maitreya Muni. Yeah, so this is the conversation between Maitreya Muni and Mahatma Vidur. गंगा नदी के तट पर महात्मा विदुर मैत्रेय मुनि से मिले हैं, एंड मैत्रेय मुनि को इतने सारे क्वेश्चंस he did, including the cosmic manifestation, including manifestation of Lord Brahma himself, yeah, from Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, as we can see. And then we saw all the Brahmaji's prayers to Lord Govind, yeah. And then we just saw how Lord Govind responds to Lord Brahmaji's and all Brahmaji's tapasya. He gives him blessings for being able to create this universe. Yeah. So we completed chapter 9 yesterday and we started chapter 10. So in chapter 10 is about divisions of the creation. So how Lord Brahma starts the creation of all these loks, yeah, like 14 loks which we are talking about, the Trilok. So that's about division of creation. We read the first two shloks. The first one was where Vidur Mahatma is asking Maitreya Muni, "Oh great sage, please let me know how Brahma, the grandfather of the planetary inhabitants, yeah, created the bodies of the living entities." Now, living entities are already present, as you know, right? In Lord Vishnu's Seshnag, casual ocean, right? The living entities are already present, but how the bodies of the living entities from his own body, yeah, and mind after the disappearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like as we know, after Lord Govind spoke, Lord Vishnu, he disappeared. Yeah, and then Mahatma Vidur is saying, please eradicate all my doubts. So we are on text 3. And so let's read the text 3. Hare Krishna, Rasiksha Prabhuji. पढ़ेंगे?
Sut uvacha एवं संचोदोति स्तेना छत्रा कौशार विमुग्निः प्रीतः प्रत्याह ताना प्रश्नान् निर्दिष्टानथ भार्गवा. Translation. Sutta Goswami said, O son of Dhrivu, the great sage Maitreya Muni, thus hearing from Vidur, felt very much enlivened. Everything was in his heart, and thus he began to reply to the questions one after another. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Maitreya Muni started replying to Mahatma Vidur's question again. But Sud Goswamiji said here. So whom Sud Goswamiji is talking to? So who is Sud Goswamiji? Yeah, let's see if he's still back from long weekend or not yet. So who is Sud Goswamiji Maharaj?
He is son of Bhrigu.
No, he's talking to the son of Bhrigu, right? So Sud Goswamiji is, like you remember, Nemi Saranya in Canto 1. We talked about where the Srimad Bhagavatam is being recited at Nemi Saranya, yeah?
Nemisaran.
So that's a place in UP, right, where all the Rishi Munis gathered together. Remember? At Nemi Saranya, all the Rishi Munis gathered because they knew the Kali Yuga is about to start and they wanted something for the benefit of the living entities during Kali Yuga. And there, all the Rishi Munis were together and Sud Goswamiji Maharaj was also present there. And the head of all the Rishis was Sonak Muni, if you remember, right? Sonak Muni and all the Rishi Munis then asked Sud Goswamiji Maharaj to recite Srimad Bhagavatam, yani Bhagwan ki Katha. And why did they ask Sud Goswamiji Maharaj to recite that? Like, why did there are so many Rishi Munis, but they all asked Sud Goswamiji Maharaj to recite Srimad Bhagavatam to all the Rishi Munis? Do you know why? So if you remember, right, because Sud Goswamiji was present when Sukdev Goswamiji was reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. Yeah? So recollect, so you know Parikshit Maharaj, right? He only had 7 days. And then Sukdev Goswamiji, who is also son of Ved Vyasji, he reached to Gangatar and then he is reciting Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. At that time, all the Rishi Munis, Brahma Rishis, Rajarshis, Devatas, all gathered to hear it from Sukdev Goswamiji. And Sud Goswamiji Maharaj was also present. So that is why Sukdev Goswamiji is speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. Sud Goswamiji was present. And Sud Goswamiji is now reciting the same thing, 18,000 shloks, to all the Rishi Munis. And that's what we are reading right now. Yeah? Any questions on that? Do you recollect? Yeah, so Sud Goswamiji Maharaj is saying, the great sage Maitreya Muni, hearing from Vidur, started answering the questions. Yeah? So that's how the dots are connected. Yeah? Okay, Anil Prabhu? Anil?
मैत्रेय उवाच विरिञ्चोऽपि तथा चक्रे दिव्यं वर्षशतं तपः आत्मन्यात्मानमावेश्य यथा भगवानजः. The greatly learned sage Maitreya said, O Vidur, Brahma thus engaged himself in penances for 100 celestial years, as advised by the personality of Godhead, and applied himself in devotional service to the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. So if you remember in the previous shlok, Lord Vishnu advised Lord Brahma to engage himself in the tapasya for 100 celestial years. Chakre divyam varsh shatam tapah. Now 100 celestial years, it's called 100 divya years. Now, what is a divya year? Does anyone know, like, what is one divya year? Yeah. So one divya year is also known as Chatur Yuga, right? So all the 4 yugas, completion of all the 4 yugas is one divya year. Yeah. How long is Kali Yuga?
480,000 years.
432,000 years. Yeah, remember? That's good. So, Kali Yuga is 432,000 years. And then before Kali Yuga, there was Dwapar Yuga. How big is Dwapar Yuga? Do you know? So, you keep adding 432,000 years. So, that is 864,000 years was Dwapar Yuga. Okay. And then you add another 432,000 to that. That's how long Treta Yuga is. And then you add another 432,000 years to that is how long Satyuga is, right? So if you combine all these, Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga and Kali Yuga, yeah, all together is around in some millions of years. I think it's around 4,320,000 years. Okay, 4,320,000 years, and that is one Divya Yuga. Okay, that's one celestial year. All right, and Brahmaji did tapasya for 100 celestial years. Okay, so think about that. Like, and actually there is a there's also another unit which is called a divine year, right? So there is like one divine year is 360 solar years. Okay, so just remember this: one divine year is 360 solar years, which comes to, so like if we take Kali Yuga, which is 432,000 years, yeah, so that comes to 1200 divine years. Okay, so Kali Yuga we all remember now, 432,000 years, yeah, that is converted, that is solar years, that is converted to a divine year. Divine year is 1200 divine years. That's because one divine year is 360 solar years. Make sense? So it becomes an easy calculation. So for example, you have 1200 divine years in Kali Yuga, you have 2400 divine years in Dwapar Yuga, and then you have 3600 divine years in Treta Yuga, yeah, and 4800 divine years in Satyuga. Okay, and then you can combine all those things, and you know, then you can calculate how many divine years will be there. So anyway, I think there are a lot more calculations we can talk about. But and Brahmaji's age is 300 trillion solar years. Okay, if you know trillion number, right, Soham? Do you know what is 1 trillion?
Yes.
So 300 trillion years is the age of Lord Brahma. That's how long Lord Brahma lives. Yeah, don't worry about it. And so that's how it also, and then there's how many Manus, and then how many Divya Yugs, how many Manus come in one. So one Kalp is 1 day of Lord Brahma, okay, which we know, like that's 4,032 million years, if you remember. Yeah, 1 day of Lord Brahma, 1 day is 4,032 million years. That's just 1 day of Brahma, which is also called a 1 Kalpa Yuga. Okay, so that is 1000 Divya Yugs, right? Because we saw just one Divya Yuga is 4,322,000 years. And we know one Divya Yuga is a circle of Chaturyug, right? Which is Kali Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Satyuga. Yeah. So you get some indications of all these yugas which are mentioned, Kali Yuga, Satyuga. It's not like just mentioned, they are all quantitatively defined. Even Lord Brahma's age is quantitatively defined. Yeah. So very interesting. So anyway, the point was Brahmaji did tapasya for 100 celestial years, okay, which is 4,320,000 solar years times 100. Times 100, yeah. So, all right, that's just about the quantitative thing. Let's read this purport, Shivam. Sorry, Soham.
That Brahma engaged himself for personality of Godhead. Narayan means that he engaged himself in the service of the Lord. That is the highest penance one can perform for any number of years. There is no retirement from such service, which is eternal and ever encouraging. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
The devotional service can be ever eternal because the living entity is eternal and we can all be engaged in the devotional service, which can also be eternal. Ravi?
Tadvilokaya j sambhuto yayuna yadadishtata padmana manascha tatkala krata virena kampitam. Thereafter, Brahma saw that both the lotus on which he was situated and the water on which the lotus was growing were tumbling due to a strong, violent wind. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. So thereafter means tapasya करने के बाद, yeah. So दिव्य युग तक तपस्या करने के बाद ब्रह्मा जी ने देखा कि जिस लोटस पर वो सिचुएटेड थे, जिस नाभि से जो लोटस पे आए थे, right, and the water on which the lotus was growing were trembling due to a strong violent wind. Yeah, that's what Brahmaji saw after the tapasya. Ajay?
तपसा हो धमनानेन विद्या चात्म संस्थया विविध विज्ञान बलो न्यपाद वायुम सहामसा. Long penance and transcendental knowledge of self-realization had matured Brahma in practical knowledge, and thus he drank the wind completely along with the water. Hare
Krishna, right? So now must be surprising how he drank the wind completely along with the water. That's the power of self-realization. That's the power of all this tapasya, right? The transcendental knowledge he had. So what happened? The Vijnana Balo Nepad Vayum Sahambasa, right? So he drank the wind completely along with water. Rinaji?
तद्विलोक्य वेदव्यापी पुष्करम यधिष्ठितम् अनेन लोकान् प्रागलीनान् कल्पिता स्मित्य चिन्तयत्. Thereafter he saw that the lotus on which he was situated was spread throughout the universe, and he contemplated how to create all the planets which were previously merged in that very same lotus. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? So after Brahmaji drank the whole thing, he saw the lotus was spread throughout the universe. Yeah. So not only Brahmaji, but the whole universe was situated on the lotus. And then when Lord Brahma saw that, what he did, he contemplated how to create all the planets, right? We saw the 14 planets. And that's what it says here, right? It says Vyat Vyapi Pushkaram Yadhistitam. And let's just read this. Soham?
The seeds of all the planets in the universe were impregnated in the lotus of which Brahma was situated. All the planets were already generated by the Lord, and all the living entities were also born in Brahma. The material world and the living entities were all already generated in seedling forms by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Brahma was to disseminate the same seedlings all over the universe. The real creation is therefore called Sarga, and later on the manifestation by Brahma is called Visarga. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So again, it's good to learn this terminology, right? The real creation is called Sarg. Yeah, because the material world and the living entities were already generated, as we have been reading, right? We have been reading like how all the gunas, all the teen gun, right? Satogun, Rajogun, Tamogun, and then all the elements, Vayu and Jal, right? They already present, and then how Lord Brahmaji was manifested, how the living entities were present, right? So all those are already generated, and then Lord Brahma was going to disseminate the same seedings all over the universe. So that's why it's called Visarg. Yeah, so there's a Sarg and there's a Visarg. Tarun?
पद्मकोशं तथा विश्य भागवत कर्म कोदित एकं वयं भक्कस्य उरुधा त्रिधा भाव्य देय सप्तधा. Translation. Thus engaged in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Brahma entered into the whole of the lotus, and as it spread all over the universe, he divided into 3 divisions of worlds, and later into 14 divisions. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so Trilok, as we know, yeah, Tridha, and then later into 14 divisions. We have always been talking about 14 planets, right? Which is Dvisaptada. Dvisaptada is twice times 7. So that's 14. Yeah. Sumit?
एतवञ्जा विलोकस्य संस्था भेदः समरहरत् धर्मस्य हानिमितस्य विपाकः परमेष्ट्यसो. Translation. Lord Brahma is the most exalted personality in the universe because of his causeless devotional service unto the Lord in mature transcendental knowledge. He therefore created all the 14 planetary divisions for inhabitation by different types of living entities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Right? Such an important aspect mentioned here. Yeah. Lord Brahma is the most exalted personality in the universe. Yeah. Causeless devotional service. Like if we read Tapasya for 4,320,000 years, right? Times 100. And the total dedication to Lord Vishnu, right? So the transcendental knowledge. So, and then he created all the 14 planetary divisions. See, it's mentioned he Parameshtiyasho. So he is the most exalted personality. Actually, let's read the purport here. Isha.
The Supreme Lord is the reservoir of all the qualities of the living entities. The conditioned souls in the material world reflect only part of those qualities, and therefore they are sometimes called pratibimbas. These pratibimbas, living entities, as parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, have inherited different proportions of his original qualities. And in terms of their inheritance of these qualities, they appear as different species of life and are accommodated in different planets according to the plan of Brahma. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Ajay. Ajay.
Brahma is the creator of the 3 worlds, namely the lower planets called the Patal Lokas, the middle planets called the Bhulokas, and the upper planets called the Svarlokas. Still higher planets such as Maharloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, and Brahmaloka do not dissolve in the devastating water. This is because of the causeless devotional service rendered unto the Lord by their inhabitants, whose existence continued up to the end of Dviparad time, when they generally liberated from the chain of birth and death in the material world. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Right. So what it says during the Pralay time, right? What happens is all the lokas below the Mahat Lok, Taplok, Satyalok, and Brahmalok gets dissolved in the water. Yeah. But not those 4 lokas. How long they last is Dviparartha time. Dviparartha time is the age of Lord Brahma, and we talked about that, right? The age of Lord Brahma is 72 million yuga cycle, which is almost around 300 trillion years. So Lord Brahmaji lives 300 trillion years, and it's also calculated that in this swas of Lord Vishnu, 150 trillion years have passed and 150 trillion years. So Brahmaji's half-life is there and another half is still in progress. So we'll talk more about it tomorrow since only 1 minute left. Let's hear Brahma Samhita, yeah, and then we will continue reading about this tomorrow. Yeah, but very interesting, isn't it? All the quantitative measures are given in such a nice way, and they're all related. Okay. Sorry.
गोलोक नाम्नि निज धाम्नि तले च तस्य देवी महेश हरिधाम सुतेषु तेषु ते ते प्रभाव निचया विहिताश्च येन गोविन्दमादि पुरुषम् तमहं भजामि सृष्टि स्थिति प्रलय साधन शक्तिरेका